It often seems like nothing is quite secure these days. We've seen huge security breaches at places like Yahoo, LinkedIn, Target, Home Depot, even the IRS. There's one company attempting to ride to the rescue and identify vulnerabilities. People who hack for the good guys, and the pay isn't bad either. Jay Kaplan is the CEO and co-founder of Synack. So, Jay, people describe the sort of work you do, they describe them white hat hackers. Can you explain to us that name, where it comes from?
Yeah, thanks, Diane. It's great to be here. So the whole term white hat hacker comes from the notion that there are both people hacking for good and hacking for bad. The type of hackers that we engage with are highly ethical. They're vetted, and they're really performing hacking for the better good of large corporations to help them understand what their vulnerabilities are and what their problems are. And ultimately, the goal is to make these companies more secure.
Right. So they're saying, I'm going to be able to find out where is the crack in the dam, or get my way in where I shouldn't, and I'm going to show you where it is, and that's going to help your security.
That's exactly right. So, what's really unique about Synack is that we take more of a crowdsourced approach to this problem. We effectively recruit, vet, and retain this global network of white hat hackers in over 50 countries, and we pay them on a results basis. So when they're successful at finding a vulnerability in a customer, we then pay that researcher, or hacker, if you will, based on the impact to that organization. Really, really exciting model, and our customers, governments, et cetera, are reaping the benefits as a result.
And I understand that those payments can be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. What's the most you've paid one of your white hat hackers so far?
Well, for a single vulnerability, we've paid as high as $50,000, but some of our hackers are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, just working on the various customers that we have. What's exciting about the model, though, is that all of these hackers are actually freelancing for the most part. They have full-time jobs, and they're able to work nights and weekends in their spare time, sort of analogous to the Uber model or the Airbnb model. They're trying to solve a problem, a supply and demand problem. We're trying to solve the same thing in information security. And it's working.
So, Jay, tell us, how did you get the idea that there would be a market for this?
Well, Diane, I came from the NSA about 4 years ago before starting the company, and I think that experience certainly gives you a realization that this world is highly vulnerable and susceptible to attack. The current solutions on the market have become highly commoditized. They're simply not meeting the needs of our customers, and the reality is that there are going to be 3.5 million open cybersecurity jobs by 2021. And at the same time, cybercrime is estimated to explode to $6 trillion in that same time period. Clearly, the current solutions on the market aren't working, and we wanted to really think outside of the box and think of a more progressively leaning solution to benefit our enterprise customers. And it's really, really exciting to see the pace of adoption.
So now, who typically are your clients? Are they people who have already been hacked, perhaps, and want to make sure it doesn't happen again?
Yeah, so obviously it ranges from people who have been breached before, but also customers who want to be proactive about this. We work all the way from very large multinational corporations, the largest global 2000 companies, to governments, the U.S. Department of Defense and the Internal Revenue Service are a customer of ours. We work with Canadian banks. We work with smaller companies as well. I think everyone is really grappling with this problem and trying to answer that question, how secure am I? And we're able to do that for them in a really unique way.
Canadian banks, can you tell us which ones?
I can't say which ones. We keep those names pretty close hold, but they're some of the largest banks in Canada.
Okay, but the fact that all these people, they're not even under your roof, like as you're saying, this is a bonus. They're freelancers, they're working in their homes on off hours and so forth. How can you be sure yourself that they aren't going to put on the black hat and decide, okay, I'm in and now I'm going to do some kind of a blackmail job or whatever?
Yeah, the veracity of our researcher network is paramount to our business. So we want to make sure these people are highly ethical and can be trusted.
How do you do that?
Yeah, we put them through a rigor of background checks, we do passport identification. We hold those on file for every single one of them. And we even have an audit trail of their activity. We actually route all of our security researchers through our infrastructure, and we log that traffic. So both from a technology and process perspective, we can make customers confident that the people that we are working with are highly ethical and are not here to do something malicious.
Is there any way to sort of describe the typical vulnerability that is found? Because, you know, when we introduced this story talking about all the very high-profile hacks that have happened, do those all have anything in common?
You know, what's really unique about vulnerabilities is that they're so different and they're so diverse, which is why you need to have this diverse community working on your behalf. People think outside of the box and can come up with really creative ways of breaking into an organization, which is why the crowdsourced approach of having 100 or 200 of the best hackers in the world thinking the same way that the malicious actors are thinking works really well to these companies' benefit. So, you know, in terms of the type of issues we're finding, you know, we're able to potentially compromise the integrity of customer records, credit card information. We're able to break into organizations' infrastructure and basically steal intellectual property. I mean, it ranges in you know, severity, of course, but all of the problems are important to our customers' brands and ultimately to their customers as well.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks, Diane. It was great to be here.
Jay Kaplan is CEO and co-founder of Synack.